what's up, everybody? I'm gonna do a classic rock reaction. This is Thank You by Led Zeppelin. It's live rendition of Thank You coming from the song Remains the Same movie soundtrack. I believe that was in '73 at Madison Square Gardens. So yeah, looking forward to this, man. Thank You is a great love ballad, and it's not sappy or corny in the hands of somebody great like that of Led Zeppelin. It turns into something epic. So I'm looking forward to this, man. A lot of you have been asking and told me in the comment section that the guitar solo especially is just epic in this. So I'm very excited to check this out. All right, Thank You. Led Zeppelin. Let's get it. Thunder already.
If the sun refused to shine, I would still be loving you. If mountains crumble to the sea, there would still be you and me.
guitar does something great. The drums does something great. I love that dynamic. Organ comes in. Excellent.
So today my world, it smiles. You'll hand me my reward for miles. Thanks to you, it will be done. You to me are the only one. My happiness no more is sad.
How great is John Bonham, man?
If the sun refused to shine, I would still be loving you. If mountains crumble to the sea, I'll never still be you and me. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam. Bam, bam.
John Paul Jones. Their silent assassin.
Baby, baby, I'm down on my knees. I want to thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Manakum salam.
Excellent. Man. There's a nice, long, stretched rendition. Excellent. That's cool. Some backstage footage. imagine being in front of such a large crowd. Peter Grant. It's a large man. He's a great manager, ever present, always providing a cover of protection and a presence just by his presence alone. Very hands-on. Not sitting in a hotel somewhere. Props to you, Peter Grant. Excellent. Fantastic. Great song. Great live rendition. Really nice extra footage following them off stage and into the limo and out of the building. Excellent. Good showing of the crowd. Good video, man. It was clear, good audio. Obviously, it's a compilation of a couple of snips here and there, but giving you an overall picture and feel of the night and of that particular concert. Yo, man, those people got their money's worth for sure. You know, I mean, you go to concerts, you think of all you got to do to get your ass to a concert, sacrifices you got to make, you got to plan in advance, you've got to change your life around, swap shifts with somebody at work, all of these different things just to get there. And sometimes people are traveling from continents to come over to see a band that they like and admire. So it takes a lot for a fan to get to a concert. And when you finally get there, man, and you're up close and you're checking out your band, you know, and you're just mesmerized by the whole experience, it must be awesome. I mean, I've been to a lot of concerts, but Madison Square Garden concert, I have never been to a Madison Square Garden concert. That, to me, is a bucket list thing that I got to do at one point in my life. Speaking of, you know what I was thinking about when the camera was spanning through the crowd? I was thinking, well, of all of those people that are there, there's probably thousands of people who weren't there that had the opportunity back in the day. I mean, you know, when Led Zeppelin was more available, and you know, you always go through this assumption that they're always going to be around for a long time and you can catch them the next time around, that sort of thing. How many of you missed that opportunity when you had a chance to see them, and all it took was just setting some money aside or just switching a shift at work or something like that, but you passed on it? I want to know how many of you are like that out there. You had a chance to see Led Zeppelin, but for whatever reason, you passed on it. Let me know. That would be some interesting notes in the comment section. Yeah, I want to know how many are like that out there. So let me know. I'm very curious now. Anyways, man, yeah, great vocals, great guitar solo. The organ piano was excellent as well, and the thunder from John Bonham. Man, that guy, I don't know what to say about him. So let's just do a little quick intro of the band, and also just a little background of the song. And thanks as well to some of the new subscribers coming in who's saying to me that they appreciate the reading element, and the assumption on my part that a lot of people are new to classic rock like I am, new to Led Zeppelin specifically, because it really helps to lay a good foundation and intensifies their appreciation for the artist. So thanks for that feedback. I get feedback of different sorts about my reading, so I'm glad to know that it is actually helping someone, and there are people who are actually traveling with me along the way on this journey. So excellent. All right, man. So Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin were an English rock band formed in London in 1968. The group consisted of guitarist Jimmy Page, singer Robert Plant, bassist and keyboardist John Paul Jones, and drummer John Bonham. The band's heavy guitar-driven sound has led them to be cited as one of the progenitors of heavy metal. Their style drew from a variety of influences, including blues, psychedelia, and folk music. After changing their name from the New Yardbirds, Led Zeppelin signed a deal with Atlantic Records that afforded them considerable artistic freedom. Although the group were initially unpopular with critics, they achieved significant commercial success. Yeah, filling up Madison Square Garden. Yeah, I would say that's successful. Led Zeppelin are widely considered one of the most successful, innovative, and influential rock groups in history. They are one of the best-selling music artists in the history of audio recording. Various sources estimate the group's record sales at 200 to 300 million units worldwide. With RIAA certified sales of 111.5 million units, they are the third best-selling band in the US. If I'm not mistaken, it's the Beatles and Michael Jackson, then Led Zeppelin. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in '95. The museum's biography of the band states that they were as influential during the 1970s as the Beatles were during the 1960s. That's an impressive statement there. Formation of the song. Thank You is a song by English rock band Led Zeppelin from their second studio album, Led Zeppelin II, released in 1969. It was written by Robert Plant and Jimmy Page and produced by Jimmy Page. Thank You signaled a deeper involvement in songwriting by singer Robert Plant. It was the first Led Zeppelin song for which he wrote all the lyrics. According to various Led Zeppelin biographies, this is also the song that made Jimmy Page realize that Plant could now handle writing the majority of the lyrics for the band's songs. Plant wrote the song as a tribute to his then-wife, Maureen. Jimmy Page sang backup on this. You can hear him sing with Plant during the line, Little Drops of Rain, until the part where Plant goes, My, My, My. Page played an acoustic guitar solo on this, something he rarely did. This became a showcase for John Paul Jones' keyboards work during their live shows. Yeah, keyboards were excellent, man. In a retrospective review, Michael Madden of Consequence of Sound praised the remastering of Thank You, writing the track magnifies the song's tasteful sheen, popping with Bonham's drums and Jones's organ, which seems to have a mind of its own. Record producer Rick Rubin remarked on the song's structure, the delicacy of the vocals is incredible. The acoustic guitar and the organ work together to create an otherworldly presence. In November 2010, Thank You topped Gibson's list of the top 10 Thanksgiving songs. The song was recorded by Page and Plant for the No Quarter Jimmy Page and Robert Plant Untitled album in '94. It was released as a single and reached number 8 on Billboard magazine's album tracks chart in 1995. In November 2012, Thank You was ranked number 29 on Rolling Stone's The 40 Greatest Led Zeppelin Songs of All Time. And in November 2017, Thank You was ranked number 28 on Fuse's list of the 35 Thank You songs. Okay. There's probably hundreds of Thank You songs, but that was in the top 35. Excellent. Yeah, man. This definitely was an excellent rendition of an already good song, but the live version, there was just so much more coming from it. So much more thunder from Bonham, more from everybody, you know. Yeah, and it was almost 10 minutes long, so well stretched out there. Fantastic, man. To be there in the crowd and in the front row, just looking at especially these two frontmen and the way they move, their antics, and the soulfulness of their delivery, must have been just mesmerizing, you know. So, and Page, once he breaks into that guitar solo and his movements, you know, I've often said that it isn't how great his guitar work is that gets me about him. It's the soulfulness in his delivery. You know, even if he's doing a really bad job, I'm captivated by the soulfulness of his delivery. I haven't seen him do a bad job, but I've heard him criticized before as being sloppy, not as structured or classically structured as other guitarists. And hey man, what the hell ever. But I really like him for the soulfulness of his delivery. And up to this point in my my classic rock venture, he is my favorite guitarist, and namely for that reason. All right. I feel some serious contradictions coming my way in the comment sections about what I just said, but that's all right, man. Bring it on. Okay, so yeah, excellent song. I can't say more about it. I really like the fact and appreciate the fact too that it isn't sappy and corny. In the hands of someone else, it could have been sappy as hell. It would have made me roll my eyes and shake my head. But in the hands of a masterful group like that, again, with the soulfulness of their delivery, their mastery of their instrumentation, you can't miss. You know, they turned it into something epic. So yeah, fantastic, man. Fantastic rendition. Great tribute to Plant's wife, Maureen, as well, you know. So I'm just going to go down to my notes real quick here, man, before I completely go off on my structured approach. And okay, so I've got two notes that I've got here left for myself. Okay, so one very important note. It is something that I've been addressing over the last couple of reactions, and I'm going to continue to make a couple of little posts on it, especially during my Led Zeppelin reactions, because I get the most views. So this is a little bit of an important note I'd like everyone to consider. So it's a note on pestering, and I'm going to at this point instill a little snippet so that you can see and view what I've been talking about the last couple of reactions. So here it is. The last couple of months, I've been at this since August. What I've noticed is a lot of people have, of course, come along, bringing a lot of, knowledge and things like that, and a lot of sharing with them, which is fantastic because it's helped me grow and expand my horizons. As well, though, with all of that good, there has been a couple of instances and situations that have arrived that I think that I have to address. In the past, I addressed bullying, and I also addressed insulting rhetoric. And thankfully, I think that a lot of people heard that message, and it's really come down. So thank you very much for that consideration. One other thing I want to address, and I'm labeling it as pestering specifically of your host. I understand how important rock is to a lot of people. It's your pedigree and you've been brought up with it. And I understand that on a platform like this with reactions, that a lot of people would like to see their song of choice being covered and being acknowledged. Having said that, though, realize that I'm one person and I can't cater to everybody at once. So what happens as a result is that a lot of, or a number of individuals continue to press and pester. I'm going to use the word pester. And the way I define pestering is if you request a certain reaction and you haven't seen that reaction within a couple of days to a week, and you ask again and then again and then again, I consider that pestering. If you are asking for the same reaction more than once a week, I consider that in my mind being pestering. So I'm going to ask you very, very nicely, please do not pester your host, okay? I can only do so much at a time. Now, what I've had to do, unfortunately, with some people who are continuous pests is I've had to give them warnings, and then I've actually had to start blocking a few people. So this channel is growing, and as it's growing, I'm encountering a little bit more pestering. Now, my learning curve over the last couple of months have brought me to the conclusion that I'm going to have to actually keep a couple of individuals at arm's length from now on. So going forward from now on, the first thing that I want is I do not want anyone to private message me. That email is specifically reserved for business use only. If YouTube wants to contact me, they contact me through that email, Vimeo as well. So that particular email is only for business purposes. If you are emailing me with song requests, starting from now, I'm going to ignore those personal emails and I'm going to immediately delete them. There are just way too many song requests coming through that particular venue. That email is only for business purposes. So going forward, I no longer want that email being used for anything other than business. Okay? So secondly, certain individuals, for some particular reason, feel that they are entitled to more than everyone else. So they will bother me more than twice a week, 3 times a week. That has to stop. So starting now, if I see that I am being pestered too often, I will give you a warning, and thereafter, if it continues, I'm going to have to block you. Okay? I've had individuals, I've had messages that said something in the form of, I've subscribed to you, I've been a subscriber for 2 weeks, and I've asked you 3 or 4 times for a certain reaction. If I don't get to see the certain reaction, I am going to unsubscribe, and after that, I am going to put dislikes on every single thing that you publish. Oh man, some people. So unfortunately, a certain minority of people ruin it for everyone else. So that is what I'm forced to do based on the fact that the channel is growing and growing, and there's more people coming through. So I'm just going to have to structure and organize just a little bit more just to keep things running smoothly. And I hope you understand that. I'm sure you do. So that is what I want to do going forward. So please, no pestering. Give me your requests, send me your links, and leave it with me. It will take weeks. It will sometimes take months. And here is another thing. Rhymes with teeth. This person here, I believe it's a gent, correct me if I'm wrong, Rhymes with Teeth has sent me this particular message intermittently, maybe once, sometimes every other week, over the last, I'm guessing 2 months, maybe 3. Very, very patiently, not pestering, but patiently sending me these reminders. Finally, here I am, Jeff Beck being the artist of the month now, And I am acknowledging Rhymes with Teeth and also rewarding him for his patience and not leaning too much into me. So not only am I going to react to the full album of choice being Blow by Blow, but I'm also going to do a full album reaction on the second album that he recommends. So this is just what our conversation looked like. But in any case, I just wanted to say overall that I need certain individuals to check themselves, not pester, and no longer use my business email for personal song requests. You're like everyone else, no special treatment. Okay? I'm going to move on from there. I might actually snip this part of the message and post it in a couple of other reactions, namely my upcoming Led Zeppelin reaction, so that those particular individuals that I'm addressing will actually see this message. Okay? So let's move on real quick to my second note, and then I'm going to... Okay, so that is the note on pestering, and I trust that everyone is up to date now in how I'm going to be going forward, so I don't need to talk about that any further. I'll probably post it in a few more reactions and then I'll leave it alone. Okay, man, so my second note is what's coming up for Led Zeppelin is I've got Ramble On in the shoot. Ramble On might actually air before this particular reaction, not quite sure. I usually try to shoot most of the reactions at least a minimum of a week in advance, so sometimes they kind of trip over each other. And I've also got to make sure I don't forget to do a live reaction to Heartbreaker. A number of you have sent me a couple of recommendations and a couple of links, so I'll get on that too. So you can see that at some point in time, within a couple of weeks, see all of these dropping. So thank you, man. That's it for my reaction. Excellent rendition of Thank You. I think that it warrants being seen live more so than in a studio version. I think I might like the live version just a touch more. But in any case, that was excellent. And I'm really glad that I didn't just skip my way along and move on to the next song and the next album, just savoring it as I go, taking it nice and slow and easy. Okay, man. So thanks very much for your time and your patience with me and my talking. And I will either get Ramble On to you or maybe this reaction and Heartbreaker to you within the next couple of days. Have a good day, man. Talk to you later. Peace.